the DG Murray Trust has called on consumers, producers and government to come up with effective strategies to deal with South Africa's waste problem. There are concerns over inconsistency in waste collection in both urban and rural communities. Some residents of informal settlements and rural areas hardly get their waste collected at all. Now joining us is Diana Musara, who's the Managing Director of Earthly Touch Foundation. Diana, thank you so much for joining us this evening to talk about this really important topic. Now, your organization, Earthly Touch Foundation, does some meaningful work when it comes to waste. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
So our organization is based in Diepsloot, Earthly Touch Foundation. Really what created where we started off was in the area that we're operating, we realized that there was a lot of waste, especially plastic. And then we were running a school out of one classroom. And then from that, we wanted to expand and get more classrooms because we had more children that we were assisting with extra lessons. So in us trying to tackle the problem of shelter for these students, we then realized that plastic, which was really a lot of litter outside our environment, especially in Diepsloot, where we struggle with service delivery, was a major issue. So the issue of environment and education was then combined to see how we can use plastic litter to actually help us in terms of constructing extra classrooms. So we came across a concept called EcoBrick. And the EcoBrick is what we ended up using in 2020 to construct a classroom that was made out of plastic. So that is when the vision for Earthly Touch Foundation was founded. Really, the background was really we wanted to construct more classrooms for our children that were helping with extra lessons. And litter was all over. And we realized that the environment impact was quite huge in the area.
So that's quite clever of an approach there, Diana, to look at this problem of waste and litter everywhere. And if one has ever been to Diepsloot or lives there, you'll know that there is a big waste problem as well. So what you're saying is you've taken these plastics that were part of the waste problem and used them meaningfully to create classrooms, which will also then benefit the children in that community moving forward. In those classrooms as well, is there education about, waste and just being wary of litter around you and not contributing to it?
So what was critical is for us is our children have to be educated about the environment and the impact of climate change. And also for them to realize that something that they can consider to where they can throw everywhere is something that can actually harm them and harm the environment. So to change that perspective, what we needed now to do together with our students and the community is to educate them around the impact. But the education was not only about telling them to say, stop littering, use your plastic, recycle it, because people don't understand that language sometimes. So what we decided was it was better to show them. So we called upon the community. We started educating our children. Everyone had a target every day that when you go to school, you bring back about 5 bottles of 2 liters of fizzy drinks. And you pick up all the plastic that you come across. It could be plastic that is wrapping paper from your bread, plastic bags, the crisps, chocolates, anything that you are eating where it's wrapped with plastic, bring it to school. And then we started educating them about how they can make eco-bricks. So that's when the vision started. And then we started a movement now where we called upon other organizations, like we are working very closely with Roots and Shoots, where people are making eco-bricks in their own homes. And then those eco-bricks then were donated to us. And then we started using them now to construct these classrooms. As well as besides Roots and Shoots, there were organizations like Old Mutual Insure, Vodacom, where we went to their organizations and started training their employees on how they can get rid of plastic in their environment, which we can then make use in terms of constructing classrooms. So this movement has been growing since 2020. Eco-bricks are well known. Retirement homes are starting to also donate, make eco-bricks in their own environment and donate them to us. And we are making more and more classrooms. We have now finished about 5 classrooms in Diepsloot. We are also looking forward to start another project for an ECD center in the same environment. But people are seeing what is being done with plastic, and they are believing that they can take something that is litter and make it into something useful.
And while you're also educating the children in Diepsloot as well, are you also educating the community at large, their parents, their guardians as well, so that the message can be spread across the board?
Definitely. We actually have sessions that we run in the area where we invite the community. We do cleanups. So we ask the community to come along. They clean up their environment. We clean up the plastic. We show them how to make eco-bricks. And a lot of them are coming to drop off these eco-bricks with us. And another way, creative way that we have found that we can encourage the community to do, especially in Diepsloot, is we get donated goods that are given to us. So what we are now starting to do is we are using eco-bricks as a form of bartering, as a form of a currency. So if anyone wants, let's say that they want a T-shirt, we'll then say to them, go and pick up litter. We'll show you how to make an eco-brick. And then if you give me 5 eco-bricks, I'll give you a T-shirt. Our students as well are starting to learn now that even within themselves, if they need anything, let's say stationery, they go make eco-bricks. They go pick up litter from the environment, bring it to us. We show them how to make eco-bricks, and then they can buy their stationery from eco-brick. So for us, we realize that talking is not going to work. Only also training on its own is not going to work. People have to see the benefit. How, if somebody is hungry, they know that I can pick up litter, come buy food with it. So that was another creative way that we came up with to really try to solve the problem of plastic litter.
Also to incentivize and make it worthwhile for people too. But you're also talking about changing perceptions as well. How are you finding that process of changing perceptions? Because there seems to be a huge culture of just littering as well, whether there's waste management or not. But just the thought of throwing a piece of paper on the floor, that it's not acceptable. How difficult is it to change those kinds of perceptions?
It does take time because people normally there is the perception when they litter that they believe that it's somebody else's responsibility to come and pick it up. So normally you hear people say, pick it up, didn't come and collect our litter. And then we started saying to the community, okay, if they can't, what can you do? So can't you as a community, can we not come together and solve our own problem by creating something out of this litter? You also see that we have the same problem with organic waste, that we have a river that is running very close to our school, and any waste that you can think of gets dumped there. So for us, it's now a matter of educating them to say the impact. Do you understand the impact from a global warming? So before, the concept of global warming was very foreign. But now when people are now starting to understand the impact of climate change, so when we say to them, sometimes they're complaining, oh, the weather is too hot. And then we say, but do you understand what is causing that? And I said, do you understand that the plastic that you are throwing in the landfills is actually contributing to global warming? So people need to really, when you educate them, it shouldn't be phrases that we throw out there. They really need to understand to say, whatever I'm doing, how is it contributing to global warming? And now I've started feeling the impact of global warming itself. So we often give examples like the floods that are happening, what has happened in KZN, and starting to say to people, that's the impact of global warming, because some of them don't understand that concept is foreign. Again, they throw quite a lot of food, waste food that is just thrown there. And they don't understand that when you don't separate your organic waste and compost, if it's not separated again, it's contributing to carbon emission, and especially methane, which is a big contributor of global warming. On a daily basis, on a yearly basis, when you look at it, there's 122 million tons of waste that is being produced in South Africa. And it's only 10% of that gets recycled. So we really need to start motivating our communities to get involved in solving their own problem, not for us to wait for somebody to come and solve it. And you can only do that by showing them examples. At our school right now in Diepsloot, they come and touch the wall, and every time they ask me, but is it really plastic? And what we have done is we have left the building to actually show that it's a plastic bottle that we used to construct. And they are starting to believe it. Again, those schools and the classrooms that we have are already insulated. So if it's in winter, it actually keeps the classrooms warm. And in summer, it actually keeps the classroom cool. So when they come and experience that, they are now starting to buy in to the concept of, let me collect this litter. It can be used for something useful.
Incredible efforts, Diana. And your organization is based in Diepsloot, in one of the areas that are affected by waste. Have you found that with your efforts that not just in terms of creating classrooms and using the plastic in a different way, but just in general, do you find that there's less litter now in the area?
So in the areas very close to our where we built the school, yes, people are starting to pick because they know that there's a place where they can come and bring it where it can be used. So, and also the community itself and some of the churches are starting to spread the word and getting the community. So from time to time, we have events, cleanup events, where the community is now starting to get involved, and they are actually starting to caution each other and also some of the shops to say, bring the plastic, let's use them for something. So if you do drive around Diepsloot right now, especially in Extension 6, you can see that there is an improvement in terms of the litter management there.
What an incredible initiative. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and your experiences with us.